Want more great job search tips and advice? Head to 5strengths.com/webinar to register for Break the Six-Figure Salary Barrier, Master Your Executive Job Search. In this free webinar, I'm presenting my best strategies for your successful job search. Again, register for Break the Six-Figure Salary Barrier, Master Your Executive Job Search at 5strengths.com/webinar. Now on to the show.
Hi, I'm Amy L. Adler, and this is the 5-Minute Job Search. I'd like to talk to you now about using numbers in your resume. Normally when we think about resumes, or historically what they've looked like, is an HR job description. This is what I did, and of course that also includes the dreaded responsible for. No one ever wants to see that in a resume. I don't care what you're responsible for. I want to see what you did. So one way to prove that you are good at what you do is by the results. And one way to prove the results is by measurements. And those include numbers or metrics, as we call them, or KPIs, key performance indicators, or measurements of ROI, return on investment. Or how many of the thing that you wanted to do did you get done? And did it go from down here to up here? How many new people did you onboard? How many new customers did you drive to the business? How much did revenues increase? So what's really interesting is that these show a couple of things in your resume. One is that you accomplished the goal that you set out to, and you can benchmark those numbers against company expectations or industry standards, right? The other is that it shows that what you are presenting is incontrovertible evidence of your success. This is really important. So a hiring manager might read your resume and say, yeah, this is the right person, okay, I don't like what they did here. They may not like what you did, but they can't argue with its veracity. They can't look at that number and say, they're not telling the truth. That number didn't go up. And if you're telling the truth in your resume, which of course you always are, then what you are doing is leveling with your audience. And you're saying to your audience, I did this thing and here's the proof. Here's the number that says I did this thing. And your audience has the chance to interpret that number as either something they like or something they don't like. And if you're targeting your resume appropriately, they are going to love it. And they're going to say, we need somebody who could make the number go from here to up here. That's really important to us. So in your resume, now that you have these numbers and they fall neatly into the results aspect of your challenge, action, result bullet points, what do you do with them? So you can literally state them in the challenge, action, result, but you can also present them visually, and there are two good ways to do this. One is in a table of figures. So if you have a bunch of figures, a bunch of percentages that went up, or a bunch of numbers that went from here to here, you can list them in a table, and you can use that as a separate section in your resume. Another way to do this is to visually represent those numbers in a graph in, say, Excel or a similar program, and copy and paste that chart into your resume. And you might be thinking, whoa, wait a minute, we're going to put pictures, we're going to put tables in the resume. How can you do that? I promise you that a visual representation of a number that started out low and then went high, or if it's operations, costs were high and then went low, or whatever it's going to be, that's going to hit your audience right in the gut. And they are going to be super excited because they can't help but respond to the thing. It's plugging into exactly what they expect. So give them what they want and show them what they want in multiple modalities, not just in the text in line, but as a visual representation. And you know what? Use a contrasting color. Make it really pop, and make sure that you are pointing them in the direction of where you want them to look. And you're not giving them a choice. You're saying, audience, Mr. or Mrs. Hiring Manager, you have to read here, or you have to look at this thing here because this is important. And the rest of it, fine, read it if you want. This is what's important. That's it for today's 5-Minute Job Search. I'm Amy L. Adler. You can find me at 5strengths.com or at 801-810-5627.